Welcome back to Movies TV Mad, and I'm Mick, your host with the most. Just ask your girlfriends and your wives, and you can follow me on X Twitter at Movies TV Mad. And a very warm welcome to you all, whatever communities and fandoms you represent, whatever colour your skin is, whether you're gay, straight, bi or trans, I couldn't give a shit. Come here, everyone. Let's cuddle. Let's embrace. Let's stop the hate. A very warm welcome to Monday's edition of the DCU Daily. So, James Gunn and Zack Snyder have appeared in an episode of Rick and Morty as themselves mocking each other's movies and the way they write and direct their own movies. On the surface, this is funny, this is light, but timing, everyone, is everything. And we know better than that. We know better than to think this is just a light special guest star appearance on a popular animated show. Can you smell it, everyone? Can you smell the panic and the fear? And we know that Zack Snyder has simped for them before. Do you remember when he went onto Twitter telling us that we should go and see their Sludge Blue Beetle movie and telling us representation matters, Zack? Representation and inclusion only matters when it's done the way you do it. The way Richard Donner done it in the Lethal Weapon series. But when it's done by an authoritarian, extremist, Nazi-type group, then it doesn't matter because it's not real representation. It's done with hatred and creative bankruptcy. They are desperate, my friends. This is why they've done that. They thought by having Zack Snyder and James Gunn in a popular animated show that this would heal the rifts between the Gunn bros and the Snyder bros. And let me tell you something, Warner Brothers Discovery, James Gunn, Peter Safran, and DC Studios, it isn't gonna fucking work. Despite Snyder fans loving Snyder, they don't always listen to Snyder. And some of the things that he does and says, they don't approve of. Some of the YouTube channels he's appeared on, they don't approve of. Some of the things that people do that we look up to, we do not approve of, right? So no one's going to listen here. No one's going to unboycott this movie because Zack and James appeared on Rick and Morty. They will do anything. They are so fucking desperate. That's why they got Corenswet saying that he's spoken to Cavill and heckling and asked their advice and they wished him good luck and it's the passing of the fucking torch. There is no passing of the fucking torch. Let me tell you about a real passing of the fucking torch. Christopher Reeve appearing in an episode of Smallville. Actually, 2 episodes of Smallville where the creators wrote something special for him, right? That's special, that's beautiful, that's a beautiful passing of the torch. And everyone was aware at the time that after his accident, Christopher Reeve could never appear as Superman again. So there was no issue. But all this Rick and Morty episode and James and Zack appearing on it is absolute, pure panic and desperation, because if they were confident about this movie, Zack and James would not be appearing on an episode of Rick and Morty, and Corenswet wouldn't be saying publicly while he's promoting this movie that he's spoken to Cavill and heckling. This is desperation. They are so desperate. Now let me be absolutely clear yet again. As I said yesterday, I don't like words being put in my mouth. I don't like being gaslit like a lot of people do to a lot of more popular creators. And the more views I get and the more popular I get, I'm going to be clear about this, what I said. Flashback time, as I said yesterday. I reminded you yesterday. I said that this film is inconsistent. I liked some moments, loved some moments, hated and cringed at the others. So it's an inconsistent movie. Like Superman Returns is an inconsistent movie. Superman Returns isn't necessarily a great movie. It's a movie with great moments. And James Gunn's Superman is a movie with some good, great, bad, and cringy moments. But I have no idea how critics are going to respond to this movie. I have no idea what the Rotten Tomatoes scores are going to be. I don't know if this movie is going to be a fucking flop or a huge success. I don't know. I've never made that prediction. And those of you who have been following my channel for the past couple of years, since Gunn was announced as the co-CEO, and before that being announced to be writing, then later on directing this Superman movie, I've tried to be balanced. And I've tried to show you the red flags that I feel were there, but I also tried to give you the positive elements of Gunn's previous comic book movies. So I've been very balanced. And let me be absolutely clear again. I don't sit here praying to a God I don't even fucking believe in for films to fail. I didn't want James Gunn to fail. I said from the beginning, if James makes a great Superman movie and a great DCU, I want it to succeed. But no matter what my opinions are or what your opinions are, people will only uplift a great movie. We want our emotions uplifted. We want to laugh. We want to cry. We want to feel how 70s audiences felt after they came out from Superman 78 or Superman 2 or to a lesser extent Superman 3 and to a lesser extent Man of Steel and BVS, because when I came out after BVS I was emotionally drained. I fucking loved that movie. I watched that movie somewhere secret before a lot of other people watched it, and I thought this was another Dark Knight. I thought people were going to fucking love this fucking movie, and it was divisive. And I never saw a divisive movie. But when the credits start rolling at the beginning of BVS, I'm not blind, I can tell this is a very different comic book movie. And it's more story, it's more character based. There's a lot of action, there's a lot of great visuals, but there's something very, very different about that movie when you're watching it for the first time. I had no idea that there would be so much discourse towards BVS. But then I realised there was a concerted campaign from MCU and Marvel Studios stands, from Disney and Marvel Studios themselves, to shoot Batman vs Superman down. Because as Feige stated, as the movies were being made, he said Batman vs Superman worried him. He wasn't worried for Batman vs Superman. He realised the MCU had to get serious too. So what did he do? He literally copy and pasted Batman vs Superman Dawn of Justice with a film called Captain America Civil War, which was nothing like the Civil War Marvel comics, right? He was so worried, he made the same movie, and all the MCU stands, all your Brandon Davises were saying that BVS was bad, but the same Marvel movie that was a copy and paste of BVS was the bestest thing ever! So it's them who destroyed the DCEU. They got onto the internet and they spoke shit. They contrived criticisms. Make no mistake about it. You know how some of you Snyder stands contrive criticisms to shoot Gunn's movies down, to shoot this Superman movie down? Well, that's exactly what they did to us. It's funny now how they're criticising us for saying and doing the things that they did with the DCEU. And they successfully destroyed a wonderful filmmaker's 3 movies, or the reputation of them. Because make no mistake, Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman Dawn of Justice, and the Snyder Cut are fucking cinema gold. And no lies, no false propaganda can ever change that. Put Gunn's movie, Superman movie, on a screen at the same time with another screen with, basically put Gunn's Superman movie up there and Man of Steel on 2 separate screens. Watch them at the same time. Oh my God. No one is going to say that Gunn's Superman movie is the better movie, whether you love Gunn, love Snyder, or hate Snyder. There's no way anyone who has 50-50 vision and 50-50 hearing and 50-50 senses can ever say that. Snyder is a wonderful, beautiful visual filmmaker, and he was destroyed. And now he doesn't make cinematic movies anymore. This is the level of the destruction these horrible people did to Zack. And you expect his fans to take it lying down. Now, I don't know why Snyder keeps on simping for WB. I don't know if they've made him some promises to restore the Snyderverse, or if he's taken a bung, and if Americans don't understand what a bung is, it's money. Maybe he has some production thing on these films because he worked on the DCEU. I don't know, and I don't fucking care. I couldn't give a shit. But I don't just follow people who I look up to blindly. I use my good senses, I use my common sense, I use my very own experience of this industry. And this industry now is full of used car salesmen, and you can't trust a thing that they do. But I have no idea how people are going to respond to this movie. I have no idea if this film's going to be successful or not. I'm very excited because guess what? On Monday night, which is basically tonight, the embargo lifts. The embargo lifts, and people who have seen this movie or whatever can finally give a brief reaction to it. Now, as I've explained before, normally the studio impresses upon people who have had early access to this movie to put brief paragraphs and be as positive as they can and then say whatever they want in their reviews. So you would expect the reactions to be shilly and to be positive. But who fucking knows? Now, when I say Monday night in America, so if you're in Europe, you might have to wait till Tuesday morning. But I'm very excited to see these bullshit reactions. I'm very excited to roast. But I'm even more excited to do my spoiler review, because that's the one where I am going to be no holds fucking barred. I'm going to say what I want. I'm going to say what I feel and what I think. That's exactly what I've always done since I started this platform on July 2018. That's who I am. I'm not here to please anyone. I'm not here to try and lure people in with popular opinions. I'm here to speak my truth and nobody else's. And here's the thing. These fuckers don't know how to make films anymore, don't want to make films. The entertainment industry isn't an entertainment industry anymore. It's a fucking soapbox. Now, Gunn has got himself in trouble with MAGA for saying that this film is about America, about immigration. Because after all, Superman is the ultimate immigrant. Now, personally, I don't see anything wrong with that, but MAGA do, because they're anti-immigration, they're anti-non-American, even though they invaded the Americas and murdered and pillaged and raped Native Americans and stole their country, they're anti-immigration. The irony isn't lost on me. But, all of a sudden, in the final hour, MAGA are also against this movie, so it's hugely amusing. But I don't care. I don't think Gunn said anything wrong. The problem is, by talking about this being about America and how America's become unkind, and this film's about human kindness and how America and the world have lost the ability of human kindness, well, guess what? Hollywood never ever had any human kindness. This is an industry that sexually harasses men and women, boys and girls, rape, and whatever else illicit activities, right, this industry has done. It's a horrible fucking industry, and it has never, ever been kind to the people that works for it. They've brought in enthusiastic young people like Judy Garland and fucking destroyed them, then cast them out. This is a horrible, evil, despicable industry, and their doors are only open to their own DNA. While they allow unqualified woman to direct movies, actresses, directors, right, with famous fathers and women who happen to have acted in a few films, they shut their doors to young women who are film school graduates that don't have the Hollywood DNA. So James, please don't tell me about human kindness, because you wouldn't know human kindness if it headbutted you and said, "How's your father?"